collecting network on through LimaCharlie, and so it's worth really pointing out that yes, you can upload offsite from other boxes manually your PCAPs if you'd like, but now LimaCharlie has the ability to on Linux be configured to capture automatically from the agent itself, no local configuration of like external config files or services, automatically capture this traffic and send it to the LimaCharlie cloud. So at a configuration level, you're going to configure that through the artifact collection panel in LimaCharlie. And you're going to be able to create rules. So those rules are like a lot of our other services that we have in LimaCharlie. They allow you to specify a set of boxes of endpoints to which this applies, and then exactly what you want to do with it. So in this case, what we would do is we would say, okay, well, on Linux at the moment we support this automatic capture on Linux. We want to capture the traffic from all the endpoints with the web proxy tag. That's just an example. It's kind of an example where maybe the organization is running a couple of web proxies somewhere and is interested in, watching for specific characteristics of something going on those. As part of that rule, of that selected rule of all those endpoints, we could put multiple captures as part of it. So this is just an example, but we're saying, ETH0, so that's the interface, the old interface on a Linux box. So on ETH0, we want to capture TCP port 80. ETH1 is TCP port 8080. And then on all interfaces on that box, we want to capture TCP port 23, which is kind of the default telnet port. This is just an example. The way that you specify this filter, you probably recognize it. It's a very simple TCP dump like format. So it's the same as you would apply a filter on TCP dump. You just specify this, and what we do a couple of things for you behind the scene. So, for example, we will actually add onto this filter a few terms automatically to filter out traffic from LimaCharlie itself, right? We don't want you to, by mistake, capture LimaCharlie traffic, because then it's a feedback loop. So we'll do that for you. And then the final part of that rule is you can set the number of days that you want to retain the data. So here you can say, I want to take all this traffic, all these raw PCAPs, and I want to retain it for 30 days. You could do any number of days all the way up to a year. When you do that, after a couple of minutes, things will sync up over the network, and you will start seeing PCAPs rolling in. So they will come in right now in 30 megabyte chunks. That's likely something we'll add some customization in the future so that you can better characterize your network. But you'll just start seeing 30 megabyte PCAPs come in automatically in LimaCharlie. In LimaCharlie world, what those are called, they're called artifacts. So some of you may be familiar with the old term, which we use, the external logs. We've decided to pick something that's a bit more generic, that will make more sense for the future. So we call them artifacts.